what we're going to do here, you can all do in your life right after you watch this. You can go to two-way prayer, watch the video, read the handouts, and you can immediately bring this into your life.
Yeah, you really can.
Yeah.
You really can.
Okay.
Especially if you're in need.
Phil for you.
You want to do it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could think of a reading too.
Okay.
Can I read something?
Sure.
This book is a Thich Nhat Hanh book.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with Thich Nhat Hanh?
Yes, of course.
Love Thich Nhat Hanh. And
Yeah.
this book is called How to Love.
Beautiful.
And I thought maybe I would just flip through here and just land on one and we would read it.
But a caution, you're not going to, your writing is not going to be a commentary on that.
It's not.
No.
This is just to kind of prime the pump.
Exactly. But then you're going to write your question, your need. See? You're going to look at yourself. Where am I falling short of love? Where do I need help with love?
Yeah.
See? That's your question. And don't use his stuff.
Right.
Use yours. Okay.
I landed on an excerpt or a writing called Pride.
Pride. Wonderful.
Which I thought was kind of appropriate.
Very much so.
It says, often our pride stands in the way of our asking for help. In true love, there's no place for pride. To love each other means to love each other. Oh, to love each other means to trust each other. If you don't tell the person you love of your suffering, it means you don't love this person enough to trust her. You have to realize that this person is the best person to help you. We need to be able to get help from the person we love.
Yeah. So now go to a place of suffering in yourself, in your own life. And in one sentence or so, express the need and then ask for help. Then do your breathing, your term of endearment, and then start to write.
Okay.
You're off and running. Are you done?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
All right, how was it? Before you read. Just, any stuck points or difficulties that you had in getting going? Or?
Some, like, how do I come up with that term of endearment or that, who do I choose, universe or spirit or God or, it's like, I felt like it mattered in some way.
Whoever you are is a way around that, you know, whoever's listening out there.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, this is not for you, it's for those who are listening. That,
it could be inner wisdom. You could say inner wisdom.
Inner wisdom, and don't worry about it. It will probably change over time. Who you're listening to will change.
Yeah.
The names will change. It's all right. It's all right.
You're helping me and those that are listening to remove some of the resistance or some of the stuckness.
The ego wants it to be just right, has to be perfect.
Yes.
And see, it wants to be in control is really what you're experiencing there. So good. Yeah.
Flow.
Yeah.
That was it.
What'd you get? So you got something.
So I wrote Spirit, I'm struggling to parent and develop loving connection with my daughters.
Of course.
Yeah.
Good one. Yeah.
Yeah. I think the nature of that comes from this idea that I had a hard childhood.
Right.
And the tools that I had to parent for a long time were just archaic or barbaric, maybe even. I think that might be too harsh, but it might not.
Right.
And I guess I feel sometimes like my behavior and my actions of the past have put me in a prison with regard to my ability to connect with them and to
Right.
develop intimacy and
Right.
trust.
And I think this is the kind of work that's designed to get at those things.
Yeah.
You start to feel it, when all of that came up for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm letting go of the control world that I know and operate in, and I'm moving into a place of vulnerability, and and you're going to go cautiously, as you stay with it, as you see you're not going to get hurt, it becomes safer to go back to it, and then the times may expand, and you're creating a space in your heart, in your mind, in your soul, whatever, wherever the hell this thing may be, that is growing. And it's growing in what? In love, in honesty, in compassion, and in all of the emotions, the positive spiritual emotions that we want to be filled with.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Go ahead. So,
I started with Precious Kiddo.
yeah, no, it's good. That's good. If your higher power didn't have a sense of humor, I'd be very surprised.
Yeah. Yeah. And so Precious Kiddo,
Precious kiddo. Yeah.
you've done the best you could.
Yeah.
You learn, you grow. The tools and skills that you have today are so much more effective and helpful than those modeled to you when you were young.
Right.
Love yourself, love your kids,
Right.
be present and listen to them. Let them guide you.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. How does that feel?
It feels good, and it's like I'm scared of it in some ways.
Okay.
Like I think my ego always tells me that someone else is influencing my kids or something else is going on there.
So that's a fear.
Reasons not to listen to them, reasons not to let them guide me, is this idea that, oh, they're being persuaded by outside forces or something.
Which becomes your question for tomorrow.
Yeah.
See? This when I go now the next day, you see, I will begin. I forgot to mention this, well, because it wasn't time. But when I go to my session tomorrow, I will read what I wrote the day before. If there was specific guidance to do something, did I do it? Well, that can be very interesting. I basically blew it off, or one thing led to another. So this thing that I opened with my daughter leads me to deeper fears that I'm now aware of, that I want to take to prayer. See? And that becomes your question for tomorrow. See?
Which makes it really important that this is when you said this is a committed practice that you do every morning.
Right.
Because one it builds on itself.
That's right. It does. It does. There is a flow. It's like doing dream work.
Mhm.
What the analyst will tell you is there's a flow to the dreams. There's a series of dreams quite often. It isn't just this one, that one. No, if you can capture them on a daily basis, you're going to start to see the patterns, and that's what you want to get to see. So, distrust is coming up. Wanting to be a good parent is coming up. Reflections on what I was given when I grew up.
Yeah.
All of that needs to be explored over time.
Yeah. It's not a one-off.
No.
Because the breadcrumbs, the path is revealed through the patterns that you see.
Yes.
Day and day and day.
That's right. And you're going to change as a result of this encounter with the divine, all right? The divine within.
Yeah.
You're going to change. You're going to become more loving. You're going to become more trusting. See?
Yeah.
That's
And
the
so then
purpose of a spiritual
and
practice.
so then you part of being a human is creating the world every day. The sun comes up, but you come up, and in that you create this whole world. And if the world inside is more loving and compassionate and trusting, you'll bend that world. That creation will come to start being endowed or imbued with
Mhm.
trusting, loving, compassionate.
That's right.
And if
That's
you
right.
live in a world that's trusting, loving, and compassionate, and you are those things, there's more of that in the world.
Yeah. God knows we need it. And God is asking something of you to do about it. Follow me?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your role in this? Oh, nothing I can do about the world. Oh, yes, there is. All you can do about the world is to change your world. That's all you can do.
Yeah.
And if enough people do it, we get a decent world.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like to think this practice is for people with, monkey mind, ADD. You don't have to go to the silence. Just listen. Listen for love. Listen for love. Does it lead to periods of silence? Often it does. Often at the end of a session like this where you've done the writing, you may want to sit there in silence and breathe and take it in, because there's a place for not words too,
Yeah.
But addicts can't seem to turn our minds off. They're constantly firing.
Yeah.
So this practice allows you to fire away, and gradually you may work towards the other. But it's Eastern has taken over the dominant role in approaching meditation. There is a Western practice too of meditation, which is to think deeply about a subject.
Contemplation.
Contemplation. Yeah. And I was trained I was studying to be a Jesuit priest in another life, in an earlier life. I was still into my alcoholism at that time. But we did as part of our training was a 30-day retreat. They call it a long retreat. Silence for 30 days. 5 periods of meditation, hour-long meditation each day, and use your imagination in the prayer. Imagine that you're at this place. If it was Christmas time, imagine you're in the stable. Smell the animals. Allow that, imagination to go to work. That enriches your spiritual religious life. Unfortunately, we've kind of cut it down to, I believe this and I believe that, and you better believe this, and if you don't believe that, and it's just destroying it. It's destroying it. So this is and this is what I see. I mean, that's what it did to me. I had 20 years. I'm sober. I'm trying all that good stuff, but the juice was not flowing. This gets you to the juice.
Yeah. I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
I'm going to do this for 30 days, and then we'll have you back on and talk about it if you're open to it.
Sure.
I know you got some stuff going on in your life, so you'll be out of pocket for a little bit, but
actually, I'll be in Austin, so yeah.
Yeah,
We can do it.
I'll commit to doing this for 30 days.
Cool. That's what I ask people to do.
I'll get a journal that'll be committed to a prayer journal.
Yeah.
And I'll find a place around the house.
Right. That place is pretty good.
Yeah, I could do it right here.